enhancing the significant role that Research for Development, or R4D, plays in the improvement of the agriculture and fisheries sector, an organization commits to provide excellent leadership and coordination of the national R4D system in the country. The Department of Agriculture Bureau of Agricultural Research. For more than 3 decades, DA-BAR continually formulates and implements strategies and programs geared towards a technology-empowered agriculture and fisheries sector. Mandated to ensure that all agriculture and fisheries researches are coordinated and undertaken for maximum utility. Contributing to DA's vision of a food-secure and resilient Philippines with empowered and prosperous farmers and fisherfolk, DA-BAR closely collaborates with partner R4D institutions to develop research-based technologies that will improve the productivity and profitability of the agriculture and fisheries sector and its industries. A unified and integrated agriculture and fisheries research for development and extension, or R4DE system, shall accelerate the modernization and industrialization of the Philippine agriculture and fisheries sector. Through clustered programs, DA-BAR implements R4DE strategies in the following areas: rice, corn and cassava, high-value crops, livestock and poultry, capture fisheries and aquaculture, organic agriculture, climate change, and biotechnology. These will contribute to increase in innovative and adaptive technology, empower the agriculture and fisheries enterprises, strengthen the R4DE system, and increase the capacities of agriculture and fisheries extension stakeholders. These can be achieved through innovative technology development, scaling up of agricultural technologies, support for technology commercialization and business incubation, institutional capacity enhancement. DA-BAR also promotes research-generated technologies and information, shared through various platforms, activities, and knowledge products, in collaboration with its national, regional, and international partners. Anchored on DA's vision and thrusts, the Bureau shall remain dedicated and proactive in delivering inclusive and participatory strategies, programs, and activities, all for the betterment of the sector and its industries, empowering farmers and fisherfolk toward resilient and sustainable agriculture and fisheries.
Magandang araw po sa ating lahat. Pagbati po sa ating mga masugid na viewers at participants ng ating monthly seminar series. Gayon din sa lahat po ng aming mga kabalikan sa pagpapaunlad ng sektor ng sakahan at pangisdaan ng bansa. Pagbati rin po sa aking mga kasamahan sa Bureau of Agricultural Research. At syempre, pagbati po sa lahat ng ating mga magigiting na magsasaka at mangingisda. Welcome po sa monthly seminar series na hatid po sa inyo ng Bureau of Agricultural Research sa pamamagitan ng Knowledge Management and Information Systems Division. Ako po si Jello, ang inyong makakasama sa seminar nito. Alam ba ninyo na hindi lahat ng snacks ay nakakataba o maaaring nakakasama sa ating lahat? Maniniwala ka ba pag sinabi kong may healthier version ng mga chips at chichirya na atin pong sobrang nakaibigan? O di naman kaya kung ikaw po ay nagtatanim ng mga gulay, alam mo ba na may iba pang paraan upang kumita sa mga naaani po nating gulay? Halina, sama-sama nating alamin paanong ang mga gulay na kadalasan ay iniiwasan ng mga bata at paninda ng ating mga kaibigang magsasaka na mabilis mabulok at minsan ngay ikinalulugi pa nila, ngayon ay may bagong ano. Sabay-sabay po tayong matuto sa ating paksa ngayong umaga na may kumagat na healthy snacks from surplus produce. Pero bago po tayo tumungo sa ating paksa, Hayaan niyo pong invite ko muna ang bawat isa na i-share po ang live stream natin para mas marami po ang maabot ng mga impormasyon na atin pong pag-uusapan, maging teknolohiya po na atin pong pag-uusapan o tatalakayin po tomorrow. Ngayon din po sa atin pong mga viewers at participants, mangyari pong pakifill out yung registration or rather yung attendance form po sa pamamagitan ng link na makikita po ninyo sa comment section ng live stream na ito. Hindi ko na po pakakatagalin pa, hayaan po ninyong ipakilala ko ang atin pong mahusay na resource speaker at researcher ngayong umaga. Ang resource speaker natin ngayong umaga ay nakapagtapos ng BS at Master's degree sa Home Economics sa Benguet State University. Nakapagtapos din po siya ng Master in Food Science and Nutrition sa Ghent University sa Belgium, European Masters in Lifelong Learning in Policy and Management sa Institute of Education, University of London, at doctoral degree in Technological Education Management sa Don Mariano Marcos Memorial State University. Sa kasalukuyan, siya po ang Dean ng College of Home Economics and Technology sa Benguet State University. Siya rin po ay accreditor ng Association of Accreditors for Chartered Colleges and Universities in the Philippines. Member din po siya ng Council of Deans and Heads in Home Economics and Livelihood Education in the Philippines at ng Philippine Association of Technology and Home Economics of State Colleges and Universities. Maliban po dito, siya po ay nakatanggap na ng ilang mga pagkilala at parangal. Kabilang na nga po dito ang Milestone Award mula sa Benguet State University, Best in Video Presentation for Fruit-Flavored Lemongrass Herbal Tea noong 2021 Regional Invention Contest and Exhibit at Lika First Runner-Up para sa 2021 Regional Invention Contest and Exhibits. Siya rin po ay isa sa mga mahuhusay na kabalikat po ng DA Bar sa pagpapalaganap po ng mga resulta ng mga research for development projects na makakatulong hindi lamang po sa mga researchers, lalo't higit sa atin pong mga magsasaka at mangingisda. Sabay-sabay po nating i-welcome ang ating resource speaker sa pamamagitan ng pag-hit ng mga reactions at emojis sa FB at StreamYard. Let's all welcome Ma'am Zhao Zhao A. Sumaiden. Good morning, Ma'am.
Good morning, Sir Angelo. Magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. And greetings from Benguet State University. Okay, ang ibabahagi ko po ngayon sa inyo ngayong umaga is on how to prepare the chop suey chips, which is a healthy snack from surplus produce. This is a project implemented at Benguet State University, and ang ating lead unit is the College of Home Economics and Technology, and in collaboration with the Department of Agriculture, Cordillera Administrative Region, and of course funded by the Department of Agriculture, Bureau of Agricultural Research. Sorry for that. Okay. Benguet is the primary producer of vegetables in the Cordillera Administrative Region. In 2020, around 80% of the vegetable produce comes from Benguet. And these vegetables includes, but not limited to, carrots, beans, cauliflower, broccoli, and cabbage. And these are our vegetable of interest in the preparation of chop suey chips. Kasi kung sasabihin natin, highland vegetables, ang unang pagkain na pumapasok sa ating isipan is now the chop suey. And we intend to do it, to use it in the preparation of vegetable chips para ma-increase din ang consumption natin ng vegetables. Okay. Sad to note, nga lang, sometimes makikita natin ito sa ating mga newspapers, sa ating mga social media, na marami sa ating mga vegetables ang napupunta sa waste or natatapon lang. Why? Kasi mababa po ang presyo niya, or kaya yung pagbebentahan ng ating mga farmers would not be enough to transport the vegetables from their farm to the market. Kaya along the way is pinapamigay na lang kaysa naman madagdagan pa ang kanilang mga lugi. Minsan din, pag masyadong marami yung supply ng ating mga vegetables, yung sinasabi nila, when they're now going to compare the farm gate price and then the market price, masyadong mababa yung market price as compared doon sa inaasahan nila na farm gate price. Lugi na ang ating mga farmers. In every, sabi nga nila, in every instance, tignan na lang natin yung kung ano pa ba ang pwede nating gawin sa mga situations na yon. And one of it is to process these vegetables. Itong mga surplus kaysa naman sa mabulok, ano. Kaso nga lang doon sa vegetable processing, kung ako magtatanong sa inyo, when you talk of products coming from Benguet, ano ang una nating na nare-remember? Di ba andyan yung ating mga strawberry preserve, strawberry jam, ube halaya. Puntahan natin yung mga vegetables kasi nga sabi natin, ang daming vegetables na naproproduce dito sa Benguet. So pagsasabihin naman natin na processed vegetables, ano naman ang pumupunta sa ating isipan? This is now an example of the vegetable-based processed products. Andyan yung mga chips na sinasabi natin, mga vegetable chips na sinasabi natin. But when you're now going to scrutinize these processed vegetables, titignan natin parang pangkulay lang yung mga gulay o kaya mga flavor enhancers lang o kaya ginamit na flavoring ang mga gulay. It's only, the product is made out of 70% flour, 20% or 30% lang yung mga vegetables, or sometimes 5% lang yung mga vegetables. Kasi nga, enhancers lang sila, flavorings lang sila, o kaya coloring lang ang gamit ng mga vegetables na ito. Kung titignan natin, tonelada ang ating surplus na vegetables minsan dito sa Benguet. The researchers argue na isa sa mga problema namin dito sa Benguet, though we wanted to help our farmers, is that kulang din kami doon sa matured na technology on how to process vegetables. But we already recognize na meron na tayong mga vegetable-based products na kumikita na sa market. Salamat sa ating mga Koreano, kumikita ang ating kimchi na gawa dito sa ating mga cabbage, Chinese cabbage, kasi sa Chinese cabbage nanggagaling ang kimchi. Okay. Aside from kimchi, ano pa ba yung mga vegetable-based products natin? If we're now going to look at the different processing technologies, isa sa tingin namin na may potential, kaso nga lang hindi pa siya explored, is yung dehydration. And kung sasabihin natin na dehydration, marami tayong pwedeng technologies na i-apply. Isa dito is frying. Okay. Dehydration ba ang frying? Oo, kasi tinatanggal niya yung moisture content, pinapalitan nga lang niya ng oil. So isa yon sa mga sasabihin na natin na disadvantages ng fried vegetables kasi masarap sila kaso nga lang oily sila. So mga health conscious, sabihin natin ayaw natin ng medyo ma-oily na pagkain. Yung mga napaprito na medyo oily, those are now the fried products that are processed or fried or dehydrated using the conventional method. Yung pagpiprito natin sa open pot o kaya paggawa ng mga French fries gamit ang electric deep fat fryer, kaya mga frying pan natin. Yan yung conventional frying. It is done or it is carried out under atmospheric conditions at temperatures near 190 degrees centigrade. Masyadong mataas na yung temperature niya na kung minsan ilang beses mo lang gagamitin ang ating oil, may amoy na siya, may kulay na siya, so anong tendencies natin, itatapon na natin. So yun ang disadvantage ng ating conventional frying. There is now a technology introduced, itong ating vacuum frying. Of course, meron tayong specialized na equipment na gagamitin. Ang vacuum fried products have higher retention of nutritional quality. Hindi nasisira yung kanilang, hindi nasisira lahat. Although meron sigurong nababawas kasi lahat naman pag sasabihin natin na may process yung ating mga vegetables, may nawawala. Pero if you're now going to compare it with other technologies sa vacuum frying, mas marami ang mga nutritional qualities ng vegetables natin na nare-retain. Color is also retained. Siyempre, ano ba ang importansya ng kulay sa atin? Di ba? It attracts now the interest of our consumers para kainin o kaya bilhin ang ating mga product. It also reduces oiliness. So, ito yung advantage ng vacuum frying. Alam kasi natin na we are fond of fried products, kaso nga lang because of its negative effects sa ating health because of too much oil, pinipigilan natin ang ating mga sarili to consume fried products. Pero with this vacuum frying, literature is telling us that the oil is reduced by 50%. Okay, mas longer din ang stability ng ating oil kahit na pang siguro 7 times na naginamit mo or 10 times na naginamit mo, hindi ganun safe pa rin siya in terms of peroxide, yung bad na element na na-form because of heating doon sa ating oil. Okay, so mas maraming beses mo siyang magagamit. So yan ang ating vacuum frying, and that is now the technology that we use in the preparation of our chop suey chips. Okay, so unahin natin. Ano ba yung mga equipment na kakailanganin? Kasi of course meron siyang implication sa cost niya. First one is of course the vacuum fryer. Okay. Ang ginamit natin dito sa Benguet State University is the fabricated one coming from the Department of Science and Technology na naka-house po sa ating at BIC. And then we also have the bond sealer. Okay. Yung medyo mas murang version nito is the impulse sealer. Mas maganda lang kasi yung pagkakasil ng bond sealer pag itong gagamitin natin. We will also be using vegetable slicing machine. Although kung wala kayo nito, pwede niyong i-slice mano-mano, kaso nga lang, hindi pare-pareho yung kapal. So kakailanganin natin ng vegetable slices specifically sa ating carrots and then sa ating broccoli stalk. Of course, doon sa ating beans, hindi natin gagamitan yan ng vegetable slicer. And also our broccoli, hindi rin tayo gagamit ng vegetable slicer. Ang gagamitin natin doon is yung paring knife na. Okay. Of course, kakailanganin din natin ng burner. Mangangailangan din tayo ng dewatering machine. O kaya kung wala tayong ganito, pwede rin yung spinner na malinis yung gamit natin sa bahay, pero dapat linisan natin, and then kung gagamit man tayo noon, that would be intended doon sa processing lang. Huwag niyong gagamitin sa pagluluto and then sa paglalaba. Huwag po, magkakaroon tayo ng contamination. We will also be needing of course our freezer. Ang ating equipment na dapat lang talagang hindi mawala is the vacuum fryer, kasi kung walang vacuum fryer at kawali ang gagamitin natin, bumabalik po tayo doon sa conventional frying. Okay. And then ang ating basic tools, dapat meron din tayong peeler, okay, para sa carrots, para mas manipis ang kanyang ang balat niya. Always have to remember na the nutrients of our products, of our fruits, vegetables are just beneath the skin. So we have to pare thinly our vegetables as much as possible. Kailanganin din natin ng paring knife, the strainers, the basins, and then stock pots for cooking. Okay. Ready na tayo. Paano tayo magva-vacuum fry ng carrots, broccoli florets, and then French beans chips. Okay. Grinupo namin sila kasi halos pare-pareho po sila ng proseso. But of course, when you're going to fry them, you have to work with them individually. Huwag niyo hong paghalo-haluin. Pag carrots ang piprito, carrots na muna. Susunod ang beans, and then susunod ang broccoli. Huwag niyo hong ilagay na minsan nandoon sa ating vacuum fryer. We are going to work at one vegetable at a time. Okay. So what is now the first thing that we're going to do? We have to wash the vegetables, giving special attention to soil and dirt. Sa ating carrots, galing sa lupa yan. So sometimes kailangan pa nating i-brush para matanggal ang lupa o soil dirt. And then dito sa ating French beans, meron tayong yung ends niya, kailangan nating tanggalin. And yung broccoli, yung florets natin, yung stalk tinanggal natin, hiniwalay natin. We will be dealing with it later on. Huwag niyong itatapon kasi pwede pa rin yung makain. Although doon sa pagluto, for example, ng chop suey, minsan yung stalk niya iniiwasan natin. Okay? Minsan din meron yung mga stalk tinatanggal na kasi mas mahal pag puro florets yung ibebenta nila. So, minsan yung ating mga stock napupunta rin siya sa waste. So, yung florets natin, hiwa-hiwalayin natin kasi minsan andoon yung ating mga uod. Tanggalin din natin yun. Okay? And then we're now going to slice or cut the vegetables. Dito sa carrots, we will try to maintain 1.3 to 1.4 millimeter in thickness and 35 to 50 millimeter in diameter. Ito na po yung output. Pag yung carrots natin kasi triangle yan, di ba? May part na mas malaki ang kanyang diameter, doon sa bandang baba naman niya, mas maliit. Hatiin na lang natin sila ng dalawa. Yung mga medyo mas malalaki, pagsabay-sabayin natin silang i-fry. Tapos yung mas maliliit naman, pagsabay-sabayin natin silang i-fry. And then yung ating French beans, tanggalin ang both ends. And then you try to cut them 3 to 4 inches long. Principle ng ating food preparation, pag halos pare-pareho sila, at least sabay-sabay po silang maluto. Ayaw natin na lutong-luto na yung iba naman half-cooked. I think that is now the rationale kung bakit sinusubukan nating i-control yung measurement ng ating vegetables. Okay. Sa florets naman, approximate is 5 to 9 grams each floret. Approximate po siya. Okay. Next is we're going to blanch vegetables in boiling water. Bakit po natin kailangan ng blanching? That is now to inactivate enzymes na nandoon sa ating vegetables. Remember po, our chips are expected to be packed and then until it reaches the consumers, okay lang siya kung if it is immediately consumed. That during storage kasi, yung ating mga enzymes, pwede pa rin silang, pag hindi sila na-inactivate, nagkakaroon yun ng hay na aroma doon sa ating vegetables during storage. Kaya kailangan natin silang i-inactivate para mangangamoy carrots pa rin yung ating chips at hindi stored na carrots ang kanyang amoy. So for carrots, we recommend 3 to 4 minutes pag yung slices niya is lesser than 35 millimeter in diameter, and then 5 to 6 naman, medyo mas matagal pag mas malalaki yung kanyang diameter. Sa French beans, 35 seconds lang for 1 kilogram, and then ang florets is 3 to 5 minutes naman sila. So yan yung blanching. And then of course, kasama yung blanching is cold shock. We are going to stop cooking by dipping it in cold water. Ayaw naman natin na lamog ang ating vegetables when we are going to fry them. So we have to stop cooking by dipping them in cold water. The next one is to reduce moisture. Siyempre, binabad mo yan sa tubig. Dinip mo yan sa tubig. So basa siya. Sa vacuum frying kasi, the moisture content of the food item will be replaced by oil. So if we will now be able to reduce the moisture content of the food prior to frying, mas lesser din po ang oil uptake natin. So sa carrots, napansin po namin na you just have to drain them o kaya i-drain mo using yung salad drainer. Pag nahugasan mo na yung mga salad greens mo and then meron kang ginagamit to drain the salad, pwede mo lang pong gamitin yon. Hindi po significant yung water na absorb during blanching and then itong cold shock. Pero yung ating pong florets and then the French beans, baka mas kakailanganin po natin ng centrifuge draining. I-drain po natin sila ng around 1 minute. Huwag naman nating sobrahan kasi yung ating florets, baka po siya maghihiwalay-hiwalay na sila o yung ating mga beans naman is putol-putol na sila. Durog na ang ating chips pag gano'n. Okay, so we have to control that. Next one, ipack na natin sila sa freezable plastic pouches. Mayroon po tayong mga plastic that when you're going to place them inside the refrigerator, magbe-break po sila. So ang titignan po natin is yung ating freezable plastic that will not break even at low temperature. Ang recommended po namin is 500 grams each pouch and then loosely lang po, huwag po nating isidsid, kumbaga sasabihin namin sa Ilocano, we are not supposed to pack them. Bakit? Kasi frozen po yan na ilalagay natin doon sa ating frying tank. Okay, it will again take some time for the equipment para paghiwa-hiwalayin yan after or during frying. Okay, so loosely pack lang ang ating vegetables. Mas madali rin siyang i-manipulate when you're going to place them in the frying tank. Okay. If-freeze na po natin sila ng 2 days. 24 hours, okay lang po siya. You just have to make sure na quick freezing po ang ating freezers. Kung sa household, siguraduhin lang po natin na talagang nagyelo na malamig na hanggang sa inner most part ng ating mga vegetables before we are going to fry them. Mas malutong po kasi ang kanyang end product. So, nanigurado po tayo doon sa ating 2 days. And then, if we are now ready to fry, we are now going to preheat the vacuum fryer to 100 degrees centigrade. Depende po doon sa ating modelo na gagamitin. They might have different operating procedures, pero ipapreheat po natin ang ating vacuum fryer ng 130 degrees centigrade. Bakit? Sinabi naman natin kanina na vacuum frying, it is frying at lower temperature, under vacuum lang siya. Bakit para namang mataas yung 130 degrees centigrade? Kasi syempre, pag ipapasok na natin yung ating mga frozen na items, magre-reduce yung kanyang temperature. Sa ating vacuum frying, we only maintain 80 degrees centigrade. Okay, preheating 130 pero yung temperature niya during frying is 80 degrees centigrade. Ayan na. So, pag na-preheat mo na siya, you are now going to transfer the products, frozen vegetables dito sa ating frying tank. Okay. And then, we are now going to maintain 55 to 60 PSI, yung ating pressure, yung pressure ng ating vacuum fryer. And then, just to emphasize, 80 degrees ang ating frying temperature. And then, we keep it that way. Halu-haluin natin na paminsan-minsan. Meron din paghalo. Huwag niyong bubuksan po yan kasi under pressure po. Meron siyang mechanism to steer. It is recommended that in every 15 to 20 minutes, we are now going to stir our fryer. May mechanism po ang ating mga vacuum fryers to steer the product. And wait until the end of bubbling time. Kung mapapansin po natin ang ating vacuum fryer, meron po siyang konting glass dito. Dito po masisilip natin na pag during frying pa, may bubbles na malalaki dyan. Pag wala na po yung bubbles na malalaki, that is already an indication that frying is over. Kung hindi naman po, ito ang ating estimate for the carrots. It's 90 to 100 minutes. That is 4 to 6 kilograms. French beans naman is 70 to 80 minutes. And then ang broccoli florets is 85 to 95 minutes. Baka po mahirapan tayo sa pagsilip ng bubbling, end of bubbling. Ito po yung kanyang estimated na frying time. Okay. After frying, so ililipat na, again, yung ating vacuum fryer, meron siyang mechanism to remove the oil, to transfer the oil to another tank. Okay, so under pressure pa rin siya, i-de-oil natin sila. Ang recommended is 20 minutes. Magkakaroon ka ng de-oiling, parang i-stir mo siya ng malakas, parang i-spin niya para matanggal yung ibang oil ng fried product natin. And then, we are now going to remove the product from the frying tank and we are going to de-oil at atmospheric pressure. Kasi kung titignan natin, marami pa siyang oil. Okay. Yung mga merong de-oiling equipment na nakahiwalay dun sa kanilang mga fryer, maganda rin na gamitin yon. Kung wala naman po, ang ginamit natin sa study is now the spinner intended sa food preparation. Yung ginagamit po natin sa panlaba, it is now a technique na we learn from Visayas State University. Kaway-kaway po sa ating mga kaibigan doon. They also help us in standardizing our protocols. Okay. And then after that, cool na po natin ang ating mga vacuum fried vegetables. And then we are now going to flavor them if desired. Kasi ang kakompetensya po natin sa chips is yung mga flavored chips doon sa market. So, pwede rin po nating lagyan ng flavoring ang ating chips. And then we tried, maganda ang kanyang acceptability. Pwede mo siyang lagyan ng cheese flavor, pwede mo siyang lagyan ng salted egg, powdered salted egg. Meron din tayong barbecue. So, yung mga regular na flavoring na ginagamit sa chips is pwede rin gamitin sa ating vegetable chips. Okay? And then, ipack na rin po natin siya. 50 grams, pwede rin 30 grams, mas malaki, pwede rin 50 grams. Ang recommended na packaging material na gagamitin natin is yung 130 microns resealable aluminum foil pouches we are now going to seal them using the multifunctional bond sealer. Okay. And then store mo siya away from sunlight. Let us also protect our product. Anyway, isa rin yan sa mga reasons kung bakit hindi see-through ang ating packaging material, because the light can also deteriorate our fried products. Kaya mapapansin mo yung mga commercial chips, they also make use of, they are not using see-through packaging materials. They are also protecting their product. Okay, para mas maganda yung kanyang kulay for a longer period of time, mas crunchier siya for a longer period of time. Okay. And then, the next naman na group is now group pair pala, because it's now the cabbage and then the broccoli. Pati rin po kami, namangha kami sa cabbage kasi hindi po namin yun inaasahan. And we have several trials sa ating vacuum frying ng cabbage. We also have reached a point na gusto na naming mag-back out kasi hindi namin nakukuha yung crunchiness na gusto namin dito sa cabbage. Kaso nga lang, when we looked at the production, isa ang cabbage sa may pinakamalaking produce dito sa Benguet. Kaya kung naging mura ang cabbage, wala nang parang pag naging mura siya is 3 pesos, 5 pesos, kawawa naman na ating mga farmers. Kaya sabi namin, sige, subukan pa natin hanggang naging successful tayo. Kaso nga lang, gagamit na tayo ng maltodextrin. Kung mapapansin nyo, yung isa, iniwasan namin yung first group. Pero kung talagang hindi man na maiwasan, gumamit na rin po kami ng maltodextrin. Kaya yun ang pagkakaiba no itong second group doon sa first group. Yung first group natin, wala siyang maltodextrin. Itong group na ito, itong dalawang ito, the broccoli and then the cabbage, we make use of the maltodextrin. Question, ma'am, maltodextrin, pwede bang lagyan yung carrots? Pwede bang lagyan yung beans? Yes, it will also improve the crunchiness. Kaso nga lang, kung kaya pa niya na wala, we are also promoting healthy living garod. So as much as possible, we try to reduce the use of additives. Okay. So ang una nating gagawin, of course, is ihanda natin ang ating cabbage. Tanggalin yung mga matured leaves sa outer layer niya. Okay. And then you are going to cut them into quarters, wash the vegetables, and you are also going to drain them properly. Yung broccoli stalks naman, tanggalin yung parang may skin siya na medyo may matigas, and then tignan nyo doon sa hanggang sa malambot. Okay, and then you are also going to slice them using the vegetable slicer. Etong cabbage naman, tanggalin yung matigas doon sa gitna. Okay. And then we are also going to blanch the vegetables in water, kasi in-emphasize na boiling water dyan kasi blanching can be used by hot oil. Okay, steam blanching pwede rin. Pero ang ginamit natin dito is boiling water. Ang cabbage leaf is 3 to 5 seconds for every 300 grams. Ang broccoli stalk naman is 2 to 4 minutes. Okay, and then tulad din nung ginawa natin sa first batch, i-cold shock natin siya para lumamig and it will stop cooking. And we are going to drain them. After draining, we are going to soak them in maltodextrin solution, okay, for 1 hour. 400 grams maltodextrin dissolved in 1 liter for every 2 kilograms of cabbage para sa cabbage, and then para naman sa broccoli stalks, it's 300 grams maltodextrin dissolved in 1 liter for every 1 kilogram. So, yun ang ating maltodextrin solution. Iwan natin dyan for 1 hour. And then after 1 hour, we are going to drain them and we reduce moisture. Dito, we really recommend yung paggamit na ng spinner natin. Okay. Para matanggal kasi medyo watery ang ating cabbage. Okay. And then, tulad din ng ginawa natin nung first batch, we're now going to place the vegetables loosely in freezable plastic pouches, 500 grams each pouch. Mas madaling i-handle. And then, i-freeze din natin ng 2 days. And we also would preheat the vacuum fryer for 130 degrees centigrade. Kung ano yun na yung ginawa natin doon sa first batch, yun na rin ang gagawin natin dito sa second batch. Ang batch of fruits, vegetables pala. But ang pagkakaiba lang talaga is yung paggamit ng maltodextrin. That is to improve the texture of both the cabbage and then the stalks. Sinubukan po namin na walang maltodextrin, parang papel po siya, hindi po siya crunchy. And then doon sa cabbage na wala yung sulfur na lasa niya, na amoy niya. Kaya yung iba is hirap pa nilang na-guess kung ano yung vegetable na kinakain nila. Okay. Ang cabbage leaves, you're going to vacuum fry them for 50 to 70 minutes and then 97 minutes naman ang broccoli stalks. Okay. The oil also for 20 minutes. And then further deoiling at atmospheric pressure for 2 minutes. And i-cool din natin and lagyan na natin ng flavoring if desired. Okay. Since chop suey chips ang ating pinag-uusapan, so this is now a combination of vegetables. Although pwedeng carrot lang, pwedeng cabbage lang, pwede ring broccoli stalk lang kung yun lang ang available. Pero since chips kasi ang tinarget ng ating research team, chips ang aming presentation. Kumustahin naman ang ating microbial analysis. Ang carrots is safe siya sa coliform, E. coli, aerobic plate, yeast count, mold count. Lahat po ng present namin sa inyo is safe until 120 days. That is proven by the DOST result ng microbial analysis. So, ibig sabihin, in terms of the microbial content, safe po siya, wala pong growth until 120 days. So, walang growth, ibig sabihin, pwede pa nating extend yung kanyang shelf life. Pero wag yun lang ang isipin natin kasi baka may changes doon sa kanyang sensory evaluation. Yun ang medyo bantayan ng mga magpa-process. But the sensory evaluation and then the microbial safety, okay po tayo until 3 months. Okay. French beans. Yung combination na ng mga vegetables na ilalagay natin in 1 pack, doon po tayo maglalaro kasi depende po sa price na ng ating vegetables. Kasi dito sa recommendation namin for 3 vegetables in 50-gram pack, mas gusto namin kasi sa tingin pa rin natin is of all the vegetables kasi yung carrots ang ating carrier. Kumbaga yan ang ating banner vegetable, yung kanyang carrots. Okay? And then napatunayan din sa analysis na may maraming naiiwan na vitamin A doon sa ating vacuum fried carrots. Na subject din po natin yan sa analysis. Okay, so it is recommended na 40% manggagaling sa carrots, 25% manggagaling sa beans, and then 35% manggagaling sa cabbage. Ganito po ang nirecommend namin because during the time of the study, medyo mura po ang carrots. Mahal talaga ang French beans, kaya mas konti siya, and then medyo lang sa cabbage. Mas kukonti ang cabbage kasi ang nakikita namin dito na challenge is mas challenging siyang i-prepare kumpara doon sa carrots. Pag-apat naman na vegetables, pwede tayong 29 pag carrots, 24% ang beans, 19% ang cabbage, and then 28% ang broccoli. We tried cauliflower kasi meron na tayong nakikita sa market na Colipops. Okay. Kaso nga lang hindi namin na-stabilize yung kanyang microbial safety. Kaya that needs further study. Kaya shinelf na muna natin yan. Pag handa na po ulit kami, ipe-present din ulit po namin sa inyo. But for the meantime, itong 4 na vegetables na muna ang ating pag-usapan. Okay. So, yan. Okay. Pwede rin yung flavoring na niya is nakalagay na dyan. Okay. 17%, pwede niyong ibaba kasi syempre dito manggagaling yung increase ng kanyang sodium content doon sa flavoring. Okay ba siya na walang flavor? Yes po. Karamihan po na may gusto doon sa walang or plain is yung mga kagaya ko. And then yung mga medyo older na consumers, mas prefer nila yung plain. And then sa mga may appeal din po ba siya sa mga children? Yes, ma'am. Although ang aming mga respondents when we did the sensory evaluation is at least senior high school. Pero may mga parents na while they were tasting our products, shinare nila sa kanilang mga bata. Mas gusto nila yung flavored. Okay. Cost. Pag-uusapan natin. Meron kaming 2 senaryo po na nilagay dito kasi pwede kung medyo ang challenging dito is the equipment. May kamahalan po ang ating vacuum fryer. Pwede po tayong lumapit sa mga shared facilities, ating mga region kung meron silang vacuum fryer and then mag-rent po tayo ng equipment sa kanila or if we can, pwede naman po nating i-purchase. Kung titignan po natin yung for vegetables, pag rented, 212 ang per 50 grams. Ang markup po niya is 50%. Okay? And then, kumpara mo po doon sa ipopurchase mo yung equipment, it's only 104. Ganun po yung difference ng price. So, titignan natin, ang average, 9.6. Kaya kung titignan natin, i-compare natin yung A at saka yung B, yung A at saka yung B, yung A at saka yung B. Plain na carrots, siya yung mura, 93 pesos. Pero syempre, yung cost ng vegetables is yung galing dito sa amin. In other regions, baka mamahal yan kung hindi ko tayo nag-produce ng mga vegetables na ito. Okay. Projected sales, kung magkakaroon tayo ng 9 batches per week, okay? Ang output per batch is 94. Tapos ito yung average na na-compute natin kanina, ito ang ating annual income. So net profit, okay, around half a million. Conservative po yan, hindi namin tinaasan para lang ma-encourage kayo, malapit po yan sa katotohanan. Okay. And then, ito ang initial investment, yung at least meron po tayong 5M. Kung titignan po natin, nagpalaki yung facility at saka yung vacuum fryer. Kung wala po yun, the other equipment and then the working capital, siguro kaya po natin. Mahal nga lang po talaga ang the facility. But if you already have them, and then of course the vacuum fryer. Okay? I-meet din natin ang ating mga authors. Of course, andyan ako as the lead author. And then, meron din dito si Sir Dalifer, siya ang ating accountant. Ma'am Rhea, siya ang ating chemist. Si Sir Dumalhin, siya ang ating engineer. Si Ma'am Cynthia, kasama ko siyang HE. And then Sir Nestor from DA CAR. If you want to know more or you want to partner with us so we can assist you, please get in touch using my email address. Okay. Kaway-kaway po sa mga taga Benguet State University, and then special greetings sa ating caring President Dr. Felipe Salaing Kumila. We are now ready to accommodate questions kung meron po.
Ayan, thank you so much, Ma'am Jao. Dear viewers and participants, please hit that applause, heart, or like reactions to thank Ma'am Jao. Thank you very much, Ma'am Jao, for the informative and interesting presentation, and of course, for being so generous po in sharing your research outputs. And natin ng quick break si Ma'am Jao, kasi for sure ay baka gusto niya muna uminom ng tubig or kape. Let's first have greetings and comments maybe from our viewers po. Ayan, greetings from Ma'am Dunlop. Good morning po from Sikatuna, Bohol. Good morning, ma'am. Greeting from Ma'am Toledo. Good morning daw po from Albay. And thank you sa DA Bar for this seminar. Another greeting po from Albay pa rin po, from Sir Solano. Good morning. Thank you, DA Bar. A proud farmer of Kamalig, Albay. Thank you, sir. Another greeting po from Batac City, Ilocos Norte. A farmer, si Ma'am Benzon. Good morning, ma'am. Ayan, another greeting. Thank you, Ma'am Joy, for your informative presentation. That's from Ma'am Esmeralda. So, medyo malayo po yung naabot ng ating seminar ngayong umaga. And for sure po, marami pong very interested. Hindi lang dun sa naging presentation ni Ma'am Jao, bagkos dun mismo sa produkto. Very interesting kasi, di ba, parang if you are a farmer, definitely you are thinking na kapag inani ko yung mga gulay, kailangan maibenta ko na to agad. Kasi syempre alam po natin na ang shelf life ng gulay ay sobrang ikli lang. So kapag hindi mo siya nabenta agad, malamang ay malulugi ka kasi hindi mo na siya pwedeng pagkakitaan. And another interesting thing about the presentation today ay yung para sa mga, I was once a teacher po kasi, so yung mga estudyante, laging ang pine-prefer nilang snack during recess, lunchtime at uwian, alam na natin yung mga typical na chichirya. So baka hindi pa nila na-encounter itong ganitong uri ng chichirya na hindi mako-compromise yung kanilang kalusugan. And for that, definitely marami pong, for sure, ang interesado po sa ipinresent ni Ma'am Jao. So, ma'am, okay ka na po ba? Medyo nakapag-relax ka na ba? Are you ready to accommodate questions na po?
Sige, sir. May kwan naman dito may kasama ako si Sir Dalifer, baka hindi ko masagot yung kanya.
We are joined as well po ng iyong mga project staff po, Pwede mo pong introduce mo na, ma'am, kung sino po ang iyong katabi ngayon, ma'am.
Naiya sila, sir. Anyway, na-present ko naman daw po sila doon na-acknowledge ko sila doon.
Okay. Sige, mamaya ipan na lang natin yung camera para hindi sila makatakas. Okay, so we have this question po. First question. Ayan. Wait lang po. Ayan. Okay, this question is from Sir Gabriel Mina. Dok, gaano po katagal ang shelf life ng ganitong klase ng produkto or the chop suey chips? And mataas po ba ang calorie at fat content ng ganitong klase ng produkto? He's looking for an alternative daw po for kangkong chips na sobrang taas ng fat content.
I'm trying to recall yung comparable po siya, sir, sa the fat content, I'm trying now sa calorie niya. For every 30 grams, it's 275. If I'm not mistaken, it's around that much po ang ating what. Pero kung yung kangkong chips, mas mababa po ang oil content ng ating vacuum fried chips. Sigurado po ako doon kung conventional frying ang ating ginamit. Magkakaroon lang po tayo ng challenge doon sa, kasi yung kangkong chips is very like malalaki yung kanyang leaves. If you are referring to the chips na alam ko, if we are talking the same thing, sir, na yung prinito or niragyan ng kinotan ng flour and then frinay, the flour itself mag-a-absorb po siya ng fat, and then pati rin po doon sa leaves mag-a-absorb siya ng fat. So definitely po mataas ang kanyang fat content. To reduce, subukan nyo pong i-spin yung ginawa natin towards the end, and then try po to determine yung kanyang fat content. Pero yung vacuum frying is an alternative solution po to it.
Okay, thank you, Ma'am Jao. Ayan, another question po is, syempre ma'am, katulad nga po ng sinabi natin kanina, meron tayong mga magsasaka, may mga entrepreneurs din po tayo na nanonood ng ating live ngayon. Ano po kaya ang bentahe ng pagpoproseso ng mga gulay, katulad po ng mga gulay na ginamit po ninyo sa proyekto na ito, kumpara sa minsanang pagbebenta na lamang ng mga inaning gulay? Siguro ang point po dito ay, mas okay kaya na i-process, or kailan kaya okay na i-process yung gulay kesa ibenta lang siya right away?
Okay. In terms sa ating health, of course, mas maganda pa rin na fresh produce ang ating i-consume at hindi i-process. Kaso nga lang, may mga instances kasi na may surplus, and then kung titignan na rin natin yung ating mga consumers, naglipa na po ang chichirya. So yung mga fried na vegetables is a healthier option for them. That's how I look at it. Kasi kung hindi ka man magpa-process, andyan pa rin yung mga chichirya. It's a fraction is already consuming it. Meron na silang habit na yun ang hinahanap nila. Kaya we are offering them a healthier option. Yun naman doon sa pag-process. But of course, sabi nga natin dito sa Cordillera, kung hindi mo man mag-process ka kung marami, kasi you also have to consider the supply and then the demand. Kasi baka naman ang mahal-mahal ng broccoli, ang mahal-mahal na nga ng oil, tapos pag ipaprocess mo, hindi na kaya ng consumers natin kasi masyado ng mahal ng vegetables. On those cases, we do not recommend processing. Pero we recommend processing kung talagang may surplus para naman po matulungan ang ating mga farmers to dispose their produce. Kung may bagyo, may calamity, kung nakita nga natin dito sa Benguet during the pandemic, ang daming vegetables na hindi nakakarating ng other regions kasi meron tayong ang problema. So nasayang sila. Ngayon na naman kung makita natin may pakonte-konte na may carrots, isang truckload ng carrots, hindi na dinala ng Manila, hindi pa dinala dito sa Baguio, andun na lang siya sa daan, pinambigay na lang kasi when they are monitoring the prices, it's really low. So we will also take that opportunity to help our farmers. Yun naman ang sa tingin namin. Kaya we are encouraging our SMEs, our entrepreneurs to try the technology and let us also help our farmers. Baka naman isa pa ito sa magawan natin ng market when we are going to start producing vegetable chips. Nasagot ko po ba ang katanungan?
Yes, ma'am, definitely. So very, very important po yung term na tulungan, itry natin itong technology na ito para matulungan yung ating mga farmers. Kasi syempre, for sure, meron nang bibilin ng mga produce nila kung hindi sila yung mismo magpa-process. Or kung sila mismo yung magpa-process, that definitely will extend their income. At maliban po doon, tumpak, tamang-tama po, bigyan natin ng healthy options yung mga mahihilig sa mga not so healthy snacks. Actually, sa mga estudyante po or sa mga parents po dito, iba sa schools po, nag-celebrate sila ng Nutrition Month at yung mga estudyante po, they are actually encouraged to come up with a healthier option ng mga pagkain na typical na kinakain nila. So this is something that they can consider. Ayan. So another question. Thank you, Ma'am Jao, for addressing that question po. We have another one. Okay. Question from Ma'am Dunlop. Yung chop suey chips po ba ay available na ngayon sa market? At just to extend that question po, sang-ayon po sa inyong pag-aaral, maganda po kaya ang market sa ganitong mga klase ng produkto, ma'am?
Doon sa kung available po siya, yung chop suey chips na version natin is hindi pa po because we are looking for takers ng technology. Baka naman merong gustong makipartner sa amin. We are encouraging you. Andyan naman ang ating DA bar na tulungan tayong to start our partnership. Nakita namin yung, kasi kung mapapansin nyo even sa TikTok, meron na mga advertisement ng mga vegetable chips. Pero try yung vegetable na ginawa namin, matigas kasi yung ibang variants, yung mga imported matigas siya. So I myself, and then of course, hindi naman dahil sa research ko ito pero mas gusto namin yung version natin kasi hindi siya masyadong hindi siya matigas, talagang katamtaman lang yung crunchiness niya. May nagtanong pala kanina, bigla kong naalala yung shelf stability, 3 months stable siya for 3 months according to our study and then ano ba yung isang question ni Sir kanina, kung available pa. Market, yes. Kasi ang dami na naming display. Nung kami is nagpapa-taste test po, hindi lang po dito sa BSU. Lumabas po kami in different offices. We even joined yung NAFTEN ng DA bar. And marami sa ating mga estudyante, kahit na sinasabi namin for display lang yan, ma'am, wala bang benta? So yung reaction na lang nila is nakikita na namin na may market ang mga ganitong product. And especially now that we are changing, kasi ang dami-daming hindi maintindihan na sakit, we are looking for healthier options, and we believe na may market ang vegetable chips. Nagkaroon din po tayo ng survey after positive po ang what do you call this one, ang response. Ang kailanganin na lang natin is yung magpo-prove na yung research namin or the results of the research is tama. We are looking for takers ng ating technology. Although naka-plan ang Benguet State University, pero mas maganda po sana kasi kung kami po ang mag-produce, pakunti-kunti lang kasi hindi naman po yun ang aming mandate. Ang aming mandate is to generate and then help. Our mandate is to conduct instruction. Meron kaming konting income generating, pero mas gusto po sana natin na ang ating SMEs ang mag-a-adapt o kaya ang ating mga organized na cooperatives ang mag-conduct, and then sila na rin po ang magkakaroon ng market pilot commercialization ng ating product. Thank you.
Ayan, thank you so much, ma'am. Number 1, maganda po ang market. Okay, sinabi po ni ma'am, may market based po sa mga ginawa po nilang mga initial studies na pina-taste test and all. In fact, ako rin po mismo natikman ko po yung produkto po na ito, and I agree with what you said, ma'am. Hindi siya talaga masakit nguyain. Tapos, of course, knowing na this is something healthy for your body, talagang gugustuhin mo siyang kainin. Kaya lang, hindi pa po ito available sa market. Kaya naman, sa ating pong mga viewers, especially yung pong mga members ng Farmer Cooperatives and Association, you have been personally invited ni Ma'am Jao na i-consider itong venture na ito. They are looking for collaboration, they are looking for takers for this particular technology. As we proceed to the next question po, Ma'am Jao, I hope you are still okay. Kaya po sana agad. Okay, let's have this question po. Ayan, so of course, we've talked about, or this project utilized vacuum frying. Okay? At tanong po ni Ma'am Melanie de Guzman, pwede kayang option or better option kaya ang freeze-dry?
As per experience, ma'am, mas in terms of bulk production, mas maganda po sa amin at bulk production mas maganda po ang vacuum frying. Ang nasubukan ko lang po kasing i-freeze dry is now the vegetables. I mean the fruits. We tried the freeze drying strawberries. Pero pang kontihan lang siya, mas mahal ang maintenance ng freeze drying ikumpara po natin sa vacuum frying. Though maganda po silang pareho, but in terms of bulk production, parang mas feasible ang vacuum frying. That's how I look at it with my experience. Kasi before po ng vacuum frying is nagkaroon po tayo ng freeze drying. Pareho po sila is dehydration ang kanyang end product. Dehydrated product.
Thank you, Ma'am Jow. Another question is, hindi po ba nawawala or bumababa ang sustansya ng mga gulay, ma'am, kapag pina-vacuum fry?
Once po na pre-process ang ating mga vegetables is mababawasan po ang kanyang nutrient content. Pero after processing, mame-maintain na po siya. As compared po doon sa fresh produce, as time goes by, nawawala po ang nutrients ng pagkain. Once na pre-process natin siya, bumaba siya, and then with the aid of the packaging material na dapat will protect the product natin, mas maraming nutrients ang mariretain doon sa thinking na yon, doon sa situation na yon. Again, pag fresh produce yan, everyday po yan na nandun sa either sa refrigerator natin or at room temperature, bumababa ang nutrient content because of respiration, because of oxidation, natural na event yan hanggang mag-deteriorate, hanggang masira na siya. Pero pag once na pre-process mo, may bawas yan. I am not claiming na hindi, na mas kwan yan. Kaso nga lang, in the long run, once na process mo na siya, nabawasan na, hindi na yun mababawasan. Pag properly na-store mo siya at properly na process mo siya, mas marami na-retain. Kesa yung pinabayaan mo lang siya dyan na fresh, na wilt, okay? And then niluto mo, baka mas konti na yung wilted vegetables kesa yung na-processed na vegetables in terms of its nutrient content.
Ayan, thank you so much, ma'am, para sa kaliwanagan. Siyempre, kung ikukumpara nga naman natin ito sa fresh produce, definitely, mas masustansya. Kaya lang ang maganda sa pagpoproseso, napapaagal natin yung pag-deteriorate. At maliban pa doon, if we will have it compared, definitely, yun nga, babalik tayo din sa sinabi mo kanina, ma'am, na marami talagang very, very accustomed na doon sa mga typical na mga snacks na mabibili natin. Di ba? Siyempre, if we have that compared to those kinds of products, still, alam po natin na mas healthy pa rin yung ganitong klase ng produkto. Ayan. We're now down to our last two questions. So, second to the last question, ma'am, is from Sir Erickson Salvador Guban. What type of oil do you recommend, ma'am? Yung coconut oil po kasi ay recommended ng DOST through a seminar which he attended po.
Yes, yun din po ang ginamit namin, coconut oil. Although, gusto ko sanang i-try ang canola oil kasi as per literature, and then if you're going to look at imported products, canola oil ang ginagamit nila sa fry. Kaso nga lang, ang canola oil po is not a produce of the Philippines. Tulungan din natin yung kapwa natin Pilipino, So, and then if we also we try the coconut oil, longer po ang kanyang stability sa higher temperature. Yes, coconut oil din po ang ginamit namin kasi ginamit namin yung DOST na fabricated na equipment. Sir Erickson.
Ayan, thank you. Last question po natin, ma'am. Sa anong ahensya po kaya pwede humingi ng tulong para maka-access ng mga ganitong klase ng facilities? Kasi alam naman po natin na yung vacuum fryer, ay hindi naman ganoon kamura, ano, at hindi siya ganoon kadaling ma-access. And meron po ba kayong maipapayo kung paano maka-avail ng mga technical assistance sa pagpasok sa ganitong uri po ng pagpoproseso or negosyo po?
Marami po tayong shared facility in every region. Ang alam ko po, nag-deploy po ang DOST per region through state universities and colleges. Dito po sa Cordillera Administrative Region, we are lucky to have the deployment here dito. Na-house po sa amin. Meron in every region, ang alam ko, try to get in touch po doon sa ating mga state universities na nasa region natin, or get in touch with our shared facility ng ating DA regions. Ang alam ko po kasi meron sa Region 2, doon po kami unang natutong mag-vacuum fry. And then PSU, they also have. So try to get in touch po with our state universities. Doon nga po sa Mountain Province, they have, kaso nga lang hindi pa nila nasusubukan. May shared facility din yata ang DTI. Try lang po natin kung meron silang vacuum fryer. Yun po ang alam ko.
Ayan, thank you ma'am. So makipag-ugnayan po tayo sa mga government agencies, ganun din po sa ating mga partner, state universities and colleges. As I also would like to invite po yung ating mga viewers and participants, i-follow niyo po yung FB page namin kasi marami po tayong mga information regarding projects, ano? So makikita din po ninyo yung mga links, ano, yung mga pwede po nating ahensya na kontakin, pwedeng tanungin for projects and technologies like this. Ayan, so then again, thank you very much, Ma'am Zhao. Before we end or close our Q&A, meron po tayong dalawang last questions talaga actually. Okay, first question, Ma'am. Para po sa mga katulad mong masipag and very dedicated researchers, what would be your message to them?
Sa mga researchers na kagaya ko, let's vote in and let's continue voting in. Hindi ho natin kaya na tayo-tayo lang. Let's try to collaborate with other agencies, with other disciplines para po ma-address ang problema ng ating farmers, ng ating society. It is a challenge to keep on researching, lalo na pag tayong nasa state universities and colleges, kasi ang primary function po natin is to give instruction. But as we research, we are also growing professionally. Dumadami rin po ang ating kaalaman. Mas marami po tayong tanong na nasasagot. So let's continue. Let's participate in giving solutions to the problem of our society.
Ayan, thank you so much, ma'am. And now, this is really the last question po. Para naman po sa ating mga magigiting na magsasaka at mangingisda na rin, ano, what would be your message to them po?
Sa ating mga mangingisda at mga magsasaka, marami pong salamat for providing food for our people. Although we understand kung saan po kayo nanggagaling, nakikita po natin, let's work hand in hand. We try to reach out, try also to reach us out, and magtulungan po tayo to improve our food production, to secure our food for the community, for our people. Magtulungan po tayo. And let's do partnership sa mga organized na cooperative dyan. Get in touch with the researchers para dalawa po tayo na mag-seek ng help sa ating DA bar para matulungan po tayo doon sa ating mga ventures. Let's see partnership. Okay.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Zhao. In fact, marami pong salamat kasi just like netong seminar po na idinadaos po natin kada buwan, ano, this serves as an avenue through which nagko-collaborate po ang mga researchers na katulad po ninyo, kino-communicate po natin sa ating mga farmers, sa ating mga entrepreneurs, yung research outputs, and of course, yung information na na-generate po doon sa pinag-partneran at pinag-collaboratean po natin na project. So, then again, thank you very much, Ma'am Zhao Sumayden. For sure, marami po talagang natutong mga viewers and participants. At for sure, marami silang napulot na bagong kaalaman kung ano pa ba ang ibang paraan upang pagkakitaan ng gulay. At maliban pa doon, yun nga, binibigyan natin ng healthier option yung ating mga young consumers in particular. Pagbati rin po sa buong research team dyan, sa atin po mga kasamahan po dyan sa Benguet State University. So at this juncture, we'll have the awarding of the certificate po to our brilliant resource speaker and project leader. So allow me to read the citation po of the seminar, of the certificate for the seminar. The Bureau of Agricultural Research awards this certificate of appreciation to Ma'am Jiao A. Sumayden for sharing her invaluable knowledge and skills during the seminar titled Healthy Snacks from Surplus Produce, held today, 14th of December 2023 via StreamYard and FB Live. Given today, or presented today, 14th day of December 2023, virtually, signed by our Director Jonel B. Soriano. So, then again, ma'am, maraming pong salamat. Do you have any message po that you would like to deliver through our live stream? Go ahead po, ma'am.
Thank you very much, DA-BAR, for the opportunity. And then we hope for more partnership with you. Yun lang po. Thank you very much.
Ayan, thank you so much. And the same po, we are looking forward to more collaboration sa inyo po at sa ating pong marami pang R4D partners. Ayan. So bago po tayo formal na magtapos sa seminar ngayong umaga, ipapaalala ko lang po, for those who wish to receive a certificate for this seminar, kindly fill out the feedback form that you will, through the link na nandyan po sa comment section na ating live stream. At para mas marami pa pang kaalaman at mga R4D generated technologies, please follow us on our FB page, that's DA Bureau of Agricultural Research. We also have our IG account, that's BAR Official. We also have our YouTube account, that's DA BAR Official. And to learn more about us, please visit bar.gov.ph. So muli, Ma'am Jiao, at sa entire BSU Research community and team, marami pong salamat. Dito po nagtatapos ang ating seminar ngayong taon. December na pala, no? Kasi ang susunod pong seminar ay sa Enero na ng 2024. So maraming salamat. More powers and successes to all hardworking researchers like you, ma'am, and other partners in the research for development community. And most importantly, more powers, more successes to every Filipino farmers and fisher folk. Once again, thank you and have a great day ahead. Thank you so much, Ma'am Jiao.
Enhancing the significant role that Research for Development, or R4D, plays in the improvement of the agriculture and fisheries sector, an organization commits to provide excellent leadership and coordination of the national R4D system in the country. The Department of Agriculture Bureau of Agricultural Research. For more than 3 decades, DA-BAR continually formulates and implements strategies and programs geared towards a technology-empowered agriculture and fisheries sector. Mandated to ensure that all agriculture and fisheries researches are coordinated and undertaken for maximum utility. Contributing to DA's vision of a food-secure and resilient Philippines with empowered and prosperous farmers and fisherfolk, DA-BAR closely collaborates with partner R4D institutions to develop research-based technologies that will improve the productivity and profitability of the agriculture and fisheries sector and its industries. A unified and integrated agriculture and fisheries research for development and extension, or R4DE system, shall accelerate the modernization and industrialization of the Philippine agriculture and fisheries sector. Through clustered programs, DA-BAR implements R4DE strategies in the following areas: rice, corn and cassava, high-value crops, livestock and poultry, capture fisheries and aquaculture, organic agriculture, climate change, and biotechnology. These will contribute to increase in innovative and adaptive technology, empower the agriculture and fisheries enterprises, strengthen the R4DE system, and increase the capacities of agriculture and fisheries extension stakeholders. These can be achieved through innovative technology development, scaling up of agricultural technologies, support for technology commercialization and business incubation, institutional capacity enhancement. DA-BAR also promotes research-generated technologies and information, shared through various platforms, activities, and knowledge products, in collaboration with its national, regional, and international partners. Anchored on DA's vision and thrusts, the Bureau shall remain dedicated and proactive in delivering inclusive and participatory strategies, programs, and activities, all for the betterment of the sector and its industries, empowering farmers and fisherfolk toward resilient and sustainable agriculture and fisheries.